Hello, I'm back. This is just kind of a checking in video, just to let you know where I am with everything. To you few subscribers and followers. I did a short Flickr Street video. Definitely the shortest one I've done, maybe the shortest one I'll ever do. But it was rich in content, I'll say, because I'd written a good bit of stuff today, and I called like a kind of a little extract from it. And it was basically about, well, it's basically about what is Flickr Street. What's the story of Hallmark and the city Hallmark, fictional, of course. Which oddly enough, I mapped Hallmark. It looks to be roughly the same place where, and this is synchronicity. Some of it was on purpose, but a lot of it wasn't. But it seems to be in a similar location to where Arkham from H.P. Lovecraft's stories would be, from the mythos. Hallmark, Arkham. I don't know. I mean, I really didn't think of that name thing until I looked at that map, and then I thought about, okay, so multi-level synchronicities there. Anyway, I'm not going to reiterate that video. I'll let it stand for itself. I think it's like 8 minutes long. I have some material coming in the mail that I'm going to use to review Blu-ray material, and basically, as soon as it gets here, I'm going to do one of two videos. One of them will be a standalone, but it will tie in with a series of films. So it probably will be another exhaustive and exhausting for you guys epic length video, maybe an hour, if I can keep going that long. Maybe I'll put it in two parts. I don't know. Take a breath and exhale once in a while. I have to remember to do that. I forget often. So the other one, if and when I get that one, I will combine it with another recent acquisition and talk about them as under kind of my recent acquisitions heading. I also planned out a little theme one, but I'm going to need to rewatch about 6 Blu-rays here in the next few weeks to do it. So it might not be up before, December. Just depends on how quickly I watch and, absorb these movies. I've seen them all at least once, most of them only once. But I got it's like a little treasure trove. I wish I'd done an unboxing way back then, but there's a little treasure trove of rare blaxploitation titles that Code Red had put out on Blu-ray. And I don't know if you know Code Red. They're owned, I believe, by William Olson, who is a pretty wild guy. I mean, I like him. I think he's doing a great job. I know he has his frustrations and grapples with finances just like the rest of us do. But the movies he's rescued, I mean, come on, he deserves a medal or something for this. Well, he deserves to be adequately, recompensed. And so that's why when I can, I'll buy his products. Like I recently bought and reviewed on Halloween. Within the last few months, I bought his Messiah of Evil, the Second Coming on Blu-ray, because I had sold my DVD copy for a pretty nice amount. And I turned around and used the money basically to buy the Blu-ray and even had a little left over. And that was when it was coming back into stock. For a while, it was becoming outrageously expensive and hard to find. But as soon as it came back into stock for, I think, $25 plus postage and everything, I just snapped that guy up. So that's one of my favorite movies. I've talked about that extensively on one of my 13 Days of Halloween. So these Code Red titles, these blaxploitation titles, I'm probably just going to theme them out. Now, one of them I've already discussed, so I won't go over it again, Lord Shango, which I also discussed on one of the 13 Days of Halloween. So anyway, I guess there'll be like, I'm going to cover between 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 titles. I don't know if I'll do it all in one fell swoop, or I'll break it into half. And if I do break it into half, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. One Blu-ray is 2 films on one Blu-ray. So That'll be 2 films right there knocked out. But anyway, I'm not going to reveal the titles just yet. I think a couple of friends of mine know what they are or may remember. I will just say the words Fred Williamson is somewhere in the mix there. So that probably in and of itself should captivate you. So what else is going on? Well, I'm going to do a third video that's kind of one of these, soul searching kind of deals where I exhale and I kind of slow down and talk about, who I am, who I am and what I want. Like, which has proved to be my most popular video so far. Even though it's like intended as just a one-off, and I didn't mean it to get so soul-bearing. And then I did the second one, which is, gotten a little bit of attention, not much, more of who I am, and that one is basically just kind of a follow-up. So I had an idea for a third one that would fit with the two, and then you'd have a trilogy, right? So this next one, I've got to work it out. I did a couple of trial runs. I've been filming a lot, really. I had been putting these up as soon as I do them. Sometimes never even rewatching them until after I've posted them on YouTube to see how they turned out. But I've been shooting like practice footage. Like I'll try to shoot like a whole show, and something will happen. I'll just trip over my tongue to the point where it's unsalvageable, unintelligible to go forward, and that doesn't make any sense. But but I'll do that, or I just get frustrated. Like I feel like I've got too much to cover, and I'm not going to have the energy to do it, spontaneously. So, and I say a lot, and that drives me crazy. That's one thing that's not in those soul bearing videos is the ums and uhs are kind of gone, and I'm happy about that. So, I'm on a lot of caffeine today. I'm not high. Wish I was high, jeez, but I'm not, and haven't been for quite a while. But I am. I have been drinking too much caffeine lately. I'm not really supposed to do that medically, but so I'm a little jittery here. I got a little fine hand tremor that comes and goes. It's a little. It used to be embarrassing when I had one years ago, but they went away. Hopefully this one will too, depending on my medication and stuff like that. So don't worry, world. I am medicated. If you're worried about me, um, you know the switch going off in my head, like the Terminal Man, George Siegel, or that girl in that Boomtown Rat song. My switch is not going to go off. But you remember in Spider-Man 2, he had the switch on his neck, Doctor Octopus, and it kind of overloaded and like shattered. So fuck, then that's it. His switch didn't just turn off; it just was destroyed. So anyway, in some way or another, I'll be able to link any topic to movies or comic books. I'm sure. That's just the kind of geeky person that I am. What else is happening? My eBay page is store rather channel. I was gonna say channel, but it's basically it was a page, but now it's really a store. But I'm not paying the extra money to call it a store by that name and to try to make more money off it, because what happens is then you end up spending more money than it's really worth it to do that. And as it is, my profit margin is dropping as my fees are going up. So I'm torn. I'm not going to shut it down anytime soon. I'm going to keep the hundreds of items that are on there to sell, hopefully. But I'm going to invest less time into putting new items up, and the ones I do put up are going to be higher price point items. And I'm not going to, I don't mean to put it this way, but I'm not going to waste the time to put up like a bunch of $2 comic book issues, just to have a lot of things up and some possible revenue from the front end, like lost leaders. I used to do that, and it was cool. But then when I got to the point where, with COVID, they started giving you these free listings. But now they're giving you 200 free listings a month. So the last 2 months, each month I went over, not by a whole lot, but I went over putting up over 200 new listings within a 31-day period. And so the extra ones I got charged for, and that was appended to the fees for the items I sold as well, because they want a little bitty cut, but their cut is getting slightly larger. So I don't discourage anyone from doing eBay. I love doing it, but it does have its minuses. You have to kind of have a massive operation, more massive than what I have, but at least the size of what I'm doing to really make it profitable. If you just want to sell like 50 items that you really need to get rid of, and you don't want to really spend much time on, you just want to slap them up and not really promote them, then you're basically just occasionally they'll sell and then you'll get a fee and then you'll be like, why did I even bother? So I would suggest doing it, people with collections do it. You'll feel good when you clean out your collections. I never thought I would. I swore I would never sell any of my comic books, any of my DVDs, any of my toys, any of my books. So I had a traumatic loss in 2015 of half of my book library was inadvertently disposed of by these men working on my house that I was moving out of. And I was really out of it mentally and physically at the time. And then I realized, wait a minute, where the hell did the books go? I thought I told you to put them over here and then we're going to pack them up. And they're like, oh, thought you wanted to throw them away. And I should have gone and tried to find them and ferret them out and see if they were still in decent condition. But I didn't. I was having a lot of problems. My wife had just left me and I was having, I had a real bad Achilles tendonitis bout. So walking was painful, and so I didn't really do a lot of physical labor when I moved out of my house. I kind of tended to leave a lot of stuff behind. That was the beginning of this kind of journey to dematerializing. Is that a way to put it? My life, less material obsessions and possessions. So in the process of dematerializing, I did that. And then, so I had hardly no furniture when I got here, very little, but I did have all of my toys, all of my comics, all of my DVDs, and half of my books that was left. All my CDs also got thrown out by accident with the books, I have to say, but I don't miss them. I wish I could have had them to sell them back when you could actually sell CDs and get a little bit of currency like you can now with DVDs and Blu-rays, but they're basically worthless now, really. And it's really not worth the hassle, I don't think. So, I mean, I have a few that made it through, but they're all ones I've listened to a ton. And now I just listen to them all here in the computer. And I have quite a formidable library now, thanks to these lovely devices here. This is like a giant library in here. This is 4 terabytes, and I've only used one. So it's amazing. It's got movies and albums and my work and other stuff. And I do have backups for my work, but some of the other stuff I do need to do some other backup work and get a second external. If anyone wants to buy me a second external hard drive, they're about like $80 at Target. You could consider it like a donation. I'm not sure if you could write it off on your taxes or not. But yeah, it'd be cool. I mean, if anyone wants to sponsor me, this channel by donating anything, I'll gladly take it and give you a plug, especially if you're doing like something creative of your own and you want cross promotion. I'm not saying I have a huge, audience to send your way, but I'm willing to do it. I just wanted to throw that out there. I also wanted to throw out, because I forgot to do it on the video I made earlier, which of course I haven't posted yet, about Flickr Street, is that all of the art and characters and designs and story material of Flickr Street are copyright 2020 George Henry Smathers Jr., which was my legal name originally. So, um, I just wanted to throw that out there and, discourage anyone from taking any of my characters or ideas because I mean, let's face it, they're incredible characters and ideas. Um, I'm sort of facetious when I say that. I'm sort of being funny and silly. But I don't know. I think they are kind of incredible, but I haven't the stars have not aligned yet. And my last plan to get this stuff out there in different forms, um, via my partnership with the ex fiance, which was going to be a business and artistic creative partnership as well as an intimate and marital partnership. Um, but that had fell through, so I just made it my own studio. But I don't really have the resources. It's hard by myself working these two jobs, and my health is okay overall. It's getting better. The thing with my hands blindsided me because I couldn't use my hands. So what could I really do? I couldn't work, and that's one reason I started doing these videos. That's the major final catalyst that got me doing these videos. I don't really have to use my hands. Obviously, I fumble with stuff and gesticulate madly a lot, but I'm not having to use them as much. So basically, it's not intensive labor like drawing and typing and writing and etc. It's more like casting spells, and things, which I'm, that's something cool to do also if you're into that sort of thing. So I'm gonna go now, but I appreciate everyone listening, and I'll put up both of these videos sometime within the next like 24 hours. And as soon as I get one of those Blu-rays in the mail, I'm gonna jump on that one. The Epic Link one I mentioned is gonna be a lot of fun. Probably retreading some things I've talked about on an older video for She Never Slept, but since we don't really watch those anymore, I guess it's kind of like starting fresh. But and plus it's been a few years. I have better context, and I'll announce on my next video what that video is going to be, even if it's not prepared. So right now I'm just gonna like tease or whatever. So, but I gave you that blaxploitation one, okay? You can look forward to that, hopefully. So anyway, take care, and I wanted to thank everybody and all my friends and everyone who has inspired me to do this channel. I love you guys. Take care.